much for joining us here for this panel. I guarantee you guys we are in for a fun afternoon. If you haven't seen them before, we're about to have a good time, guys. Are you ready for me to bring them out? That is the energy I need. All right, up first, we have the one and only Trina McGee! I love how long this walkway is, but you look fabulous doing the walk. What's up, Trina? Up next, welcome to the stage, Matthew Lawrence! Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. There he is, there he is. Up next, please welcome Friedle! All right, up next we have Ryder Strong! Woohoo! And rounding out our panel, we have Danielle Fishel!
Yay!
Yay!
Hello.
Oh my goodness.
It's a very big room. Wow.
Yeah, we made it. What's up, guys? Welcome to Austin!
Thank you for having us. Yes.
Yeah.
It's my first time here.
It's your first time?
Yes, I've never been to Austin.
I've been here once before. I'm hearing a lot about like this barbecue. Have you guys gotten down to any of the barbecue yet?
I have not done the barbecue yet. I think maybe we'll do that tonight.
Okay. We'll have to
You're
get some
talking so
recommendations.
slowly. We'll maybe
Enjoy some barbecue.
maybe we'll do some
Anybody have any
barbecue.
recommendations?
Welcome to our
I'd like to
NPR
maybe
show.
have some barbecue.
Some
My goal is to
barbecue?
get that gentleman to laugh once.
There.
I gotta have better goals. I've got a better goal.
Yeah, that is a very serious expression. Well, it's so good to see you guys again. It's been a couple weeks. We were last together in Raleigh. So obviously, you guys have had the opportunity to visit conventions all over the world. I want to know, what is something that you guys like to do when you actually have the time to do them at a convention?
Well, last time when we were in Raleigh, I had a chance to walk the floor, and I bought a bunch of mini Lego figures. Ryder recommended, and Ryder's son Indy told me the mini Legos are really cool, and your kids would like them. And I thought, okay, I'll go check them out. And then I was thinking, like, I don't know if it's for me. I was wowed, like the amount of mini Lego figures,
The options,
the
yeah.
options they have,
Yeah.
and then I brought them home for my kids. And you would have thought I brought them like a new car. They were thrilled. They still play with them all the time. So that was really fun. I like checking out all the other vendors.
Yeah, I was going to say the Legos. That's kind of, you stole my story. Yeah, that's about it. And T-shirts. And then lightsabers. I really like the realistic lightsabers you can actually battle with. That has become like a thing that I know all the different companies now. I've got my favorites. Yeah.
What's the favorite lightsaber?
Actually, I don't know. The last brand my son bought without me, and he had them built at the last con. I don't know the brand name, so I got to find that out.
How many lightsabers do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of lights. Yeah, that's a good amount.
I like anything Dungeons and Dragons related. So if I can get dice or any kind of gaming pieces, minis to paint, stuff like that, I'm good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
For me, it's actually interacting with you guys because I like getting the feedback. I don't really leave my house very much. So it's really fun to get out. I get to hang out with these guys, and I get to talk to all of you and get feedback on the stuff that either I've been doing or that I've done, and it's really great to get that kind of interaction with you guys.
I see you in North Carolina.
Hey! All right.
You know, I like to harass the other celebrities at the con. That's my favorite thing to do. Force them to take free pictures with me, and
She's not joking. She really does.
I get real laser focused. I'm targeting him now, so.
But
that's
you
what I
also
like to do.
you have no fear when it comes to that. Like she'll walk up to anybody and be like, "Excuse me, hi," and then she'll just be like, "Take a picture with me," and I'm just sitting here watching like, "I can't believe you're doing it. It's the coolest thing ever." Yeah.
You only live once, you know.
Who's been like your favorite, maybe this weekend that you're excited to see?
I think Mike Tyson is going to be here.
Yeah.
So.
I want to meet Mike Tyson.
On
Yeah.
Sunday.
He's
Oh,
here.
honey, he is
I
on
wanna
my
meet Mike
stalker
Tyson.
list.
Oh, man. Super cool.
I want to meet. Well, weren't you just recently saying that you could take him in a fight, Matt?
Was that what I said?
I think that's what he was recently just talking all this smack about Mike Tyson. I can't wait to tell him that.
I think it was something like I would lose terribly if I fought him.
Yeah, most people would. He's Mike Tyson.
Yeah. But I love what he says. Have you been seeing his clip going around social media about discipline?
No, I don't.
Oh, I love what he says. He changed my whole perspective on this. Yes, he said, discipline is doing things that you hate like you love it. And I was like, yes, so true.
That's a great
and
idea.
I've actually been applying that to my everyday life, and it's been actually really helping. The things I hate to do, like even my laundry, it's done. When I get back from this trip, all my stuff is folded and clean. That's pretty rare.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
All right. Well, to make it even better with Mike Tyson this weekend, it's also Ric Flair. They're kind of here together
Yeah.
as a duo. I like it's like you just say Ric Flair and then you get the woos.
Of
That's
course.
like-
Of course.
I love that. Yeah, that'll be fun. I think they have like a business together. Okay, so you mentioned you're excited to meet Mike Tyson, but is there anybody at a convention maybe that you've met, or maybe just someone within the industry that you guys are hoping to work with someday?
Are we starting with you? I don't. Well, what? We got to start somewhere.
Looks like nobody really cares to work with anybody.
Nobody wants to work with it. I would love to work. I'll start then. I would love to work with Michael J. Fox or Alan Alda. Those. I'll put those two out on the table. That's my opening bid.
Yeah, we talked about meeting Michael J. Fox as like a highlight of our lives when we were. It was just, it was still going on, right? And it was the 25th anniversary at Disney World. We did part of a parade, and he was in front of us, and he was the nicest guy,
Coolest guy.
Yeah, and Michael J. Fox was definitely on top of the list.
Cool.
Lana Parrilla is here this weekend, and one of my very best girlfriends is obsessed with her and is a huge fan of hers. And so I told her, I said, guess what? I'm going to be in Austin with Lana this weekend. And she was like, what? Okay, first thing you need to know, do not say her last name Parrilla. It is Parrilla. You have to roll your R's. And I said, oh, okay. I'm not sure why I would ever say her whole name directly to her face, but sure. Thank you. Thank you for filling me in on that. So I'm gonna take the Trina McGee route, and I'm gonna stalk her. And
That's my
maybe
girl.
while we're talking, we'll come up with a great thing to work on together.
I think for me, everybody I want to work with has passed already. So, if I could get a good seance going, I probably would do that. But I'm totally obsessed with two people. But you guys probably won't know who they are, though. But I'm obsessed with Diane Carroll and Dorothy Dandridge. I watch their movies constantly, and my husband can't stand it. He's like, I'm not going to watch this movie again. But I just have like those two just on rotation constantly. So maybe it could happen one day. I don't know.
Matthew, you're up.
Oh, this is for people I want to work with in the
Yeah.
in the entertainment industry.
In the industry you've chosen. The business of show.
We love it.
Yes.
I guess it would be directors like Chris Nolan or. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of really great directors of the past 4 or 5 years I would love to, or DPs. I love cinematography. So those are the type of people I'd like to work with.
Do you remember when we were doing Boy, who you used to be obsessed with and you did the great impression of was Tom Cruise.
Yes, Tom Cruise. Yeah, I am obsessed with what he has been able to accomplish.
Amazing.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Have you ever heard Matt Damon's story about him when he does that crazy stunt in Dubai when he runs down the building?
No.
Matt Damon sits down and he actually was like, he had a dinner and Tom Cruise is there. And he's like, I got to talk to Tom Cruise. So he goes up to Tom Cruise like, I got to ask you, that stunt, I could never do that. How did you do it? And he goes, well, I went up to my safety guy. This is now Tom Cruise telling Matt Damon. I went up to my safety guy, and I said, this is the stunt that I want to do. I've been dreaming for 5 years. And the safety guy said, you can't do that, Tom. I'm sorry. And that's not going to work. And so I got a new safety guy. I love Tom Cruise. What he accomplishes is ridiculous.
It's amazing.
So.
It's absolutely amazing.
But yeah, as an actor, yeah. I mean, I would just love to like. I don't know, just watch him work more than actually just even work with him.
I want to sit down and have a taco with Tom Cruise.
There you go.
Like, it'd be the weirdest thing, but I just want to sit there and have like a meal and just walk away and be like, yeah, just had a meal with Tom Cruise. Like, I think it seemed like it would be the greatest meal in history. Just like, have one of the things we talk about is at these cons, you get to have experiences that you'll never experience before. Danielle and I flew in together yesterday, and we just shared a car with Richard Dreyfuss, going to a hotel. So it was just 15 or 20 minutes of talking to Richard Dreyfuss, who couldn't have been nicer.
So fun.
And was like talking about Bill Daniels and working with Bill and all that kind of stuff.
What did they work together on?
They worked something back in the day where he's like, oh yeah, Bill, and he talked about being in his first play and all, and he was super nice. Cool. It was just one of those moments at a con where.
So now you're going to take back what you said about
I am.
On our podcast, we all talked about it.
I did. My dad went and
you had a bad experience.
He had a bad experience with him. My dad went and introduced himself to him, and Richard Dreyfuss kind of turned his back on him. And
I told you, I said, I bet you that was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, like he had a bad day or something. Because we just
anybody would be that
Danielle
rude.
and I actually talked about that in the car afterwards, because it was like he couldn't have been nicer. Couldn't have been a nicer guy. He was so sweet. His wife was so sweet, and it was like you have that experience at these cons that you kind of don't get to have anywhere else, and it was really cool. Yeah.
That's so true. And I think at the end of the day, it's also important, though, just to remember that everyone's human, too.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm guessing he didn't hear him or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was something that happened.
Had to
where
have
it was some sort of
But it was,
miscommunication.
he was so, and he just just hung out with Richard Dreyfuss for 15 minutes.
So cool.
Really cool.
So happy for the Richard Dreyfuss redemption arc. This is amazing. Absolutely
Yes.
lovely. So out of curiosity, very random question. Was there anything interesting that you guys have read or seen this week? Just in general, anything fun? What's going on in the world?
I have one, but it's so sad. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, no. Happy things.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Let's come up with something else. It kept me awake last night. Truly, it was awful.
Now everybody's dying to know what it was. That's the problem with that.
There was, okay, I'll tell you. I won't give you all the gory details. It was it's like a family blogger woman who has children, and she has like a family vlog, and her child ran away from her home with duct tape around his or her, they have not said which child it was, around his or her ankles, and was completely emaciated, and ran to a neighbor's house for water. And the police were called, thankfully, and CPS came, and they took away her children. And they found then another of her children who was also emaciated and duct tied up and suffering from wounds. And this is a family blogger who makes her money exploiting her children, and they are apparently tied up. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening in this world? So anyway, that's something very interesting I read yesterday that literally kept me awake last night. I mean, I wish I could read something interesting that wasn't like that, but that's what the news feeds us.
I have something more uplifting. Okay. I'd like to read a poem. This is a poem. My son is learning about poetry in the beginning of 3rd grade, and so he came home with some poems, and we were talking about poetry, and so I sent him to school with this poem to read to the class. It's a poem I used to read to him. It's by Ada Limon, who we've talked about a lot, and she's actually the poet laureate, I think still, she was at least. It's called How to Triumph Like a Girl. I like the lady horses best, how they make it all look easy, like running 40 miles per hour is as fun as taking a nap or grass. I like their lady horse swagger after winning. Ears up, girls, ears up. But mainly, let's be honest, I like that they're ladies, as if this big dangerous animal is also a part of me, that somewhere inside the delicate skin of my body there pumps an 8-pound female horse heart, giant with power, heavy with blood. Don't you want to believe it? Don't you want to lift my shirt and see the huge beating genius machine that thinks, no, it knows it's going to come in first.
Wow. So we're at a convention. How many people instantly went to her eating the horse heart in Game of Thrones? 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. I figured that's where my head went. Okay, good. Family blogger, horse poem. I don't know what else to do. No, interesting thing. I don't know. I don't watch a whole lot of news. I find it depresses me. It's the same kind of thing. So yeah, it's more music and laughter and MASH and fun and stuff like that.
Any good new bands or music that you discovered recently?
Oh, the newest band I know is from like 1978.
It's a great year. Absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
I learned this week. It's not necessarily new, but there's this new technology where this is really kind of an interesting concept, but they took the melanin from your skin and they found out that melanin can actually communicate information, and so they started using it in our computer chips. And I was...
What?
Yeah, I'm fascinated by this.
This is true, yeah.
I'm fascinated by this because as I did a little bit more research, I realized, oh my gosh, the melanin in our skin is communicating our environment to us at all times. Everything from humidity to temperature to the amount of people that are in this room. My skin is actually communicating this to my organs. Isn't that crazy? And they're using it in computer chips because it's way more effective than anything we've ever created. And it's an incredible conductor of electricity. So that whole thing of like...
another step towards the Terminator.
Well...
Got him right there.
Yeah. It's so true. The combination of biologics and computer chips.
They've made 9 of these movies. How is no one freaked out by this?
They are. Everyone's freaked out. What can we do?
Not do it?
I guess. I don't know. We're doing it.
Yikes.
Well, as a woman of color, I try to stay away from the melanin harvesters. But not really my thing. But you know what? I've been really fixed on the Maori situation. A couple of years ago, I spent 3 of the best months of my life living with an indigenous Hawaiian family, and it was just nonstop food and fun and praying and loving, and everyone hugged all the time. And so it's really hard to see what's going on down there. So I'm really into that. I want to make sure that there's no crazy money grab or land grabbing situation, you know. So I'm pretty much critical of anybody talking about it, even people asking, giving help or whatever. It seems real fishy to me. So I really hope that works out better. Yeah.
You know what's crazy? First time ever in my life, my mom was in Lahaina.
No way.
Now wait, I texted her that night because she was going alone with a girls' trip. And so this is the first time Mom had ever been to Hawaii without her family. And anyway, she's in Lahaina. I go to bed. I wake up. I'm literally just doing what I normally do. I'm checking some emails, what I'm not supposed to do. Checking emails, checking, my Twitter feed or whatever. And I see these things of Lahaina fire. I'm like, and I start seeing it. And I'm like, I call my mom, nothing. I did not have contact with my mother for the first time for 36 hours.
Oh,
None of us slept.
Oh my God.
She was on the beach. She was camping out. My mom in her, stiletto
I was going to say, did she have the stilettos on in the tent or something?
On the beach. So yeah, and we have a very close tie to there. We've been going to since we were little kids. We watched. Yeah, it's terrible what's going on. You're right. I hope that they do right by these people. I'm very skeptical though. Very skeptical.
But your mom's okay?
Oh yes, but yeah, she was fine. She's totally fine. Nobody worry. They were able to evacuate to Wailea. So, you know what I'm talking about. Okay.
No, I get those names wrong all the time.
This is the oddest panel I've ever been a part of.
It's the second panel that we brought up Skynet and Terminator.
And we should continue to bring it up. It's coming.
Man. All right. Well,
Linda Hamilton, save us all.
yeah, right. Well, Will, since you brought up music, let's talk music a little bit. So let's say in an alternate world, the 5 of y'all, we're in a band together. So I want to know, what would your band be called, and what would each of your responsibilities in the band be?
I'd like to throw Dinky Creek out there. I think it's a great band. Right?
I like that.
Right?
I was telling these guys about that I went camping. I went to a place called Dinky Creek, and they just thought that was the
It's very
funniest
funny.
name
Greatest
ever.
name
It's
ever.
a
It's a
great
great
spot.
band name. Dinky Creek. The exit.
The exits. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
The tongues was the other.
The tongues, we'd all play guitar.
Yep.
5 guitarists, no drums.
That's kind of it. I think we don't.
Okay.
We,
Yeah.
Cool.
well, you guys are musical.
I would like us to be the Clash.
I think that's taken by the Clash.
Is that taken by the
You know that Clash song? It's great.
I do
love
like
it.
Clash songs. I think that would really, and we'd be all like
By your
punked
man.
out and everything, and I could scream into the microphone. I think
But
that'd
you
be
guys can actually sing, and you can play some piano and some drums. I will be the tour manager. Danielle, are you musically inclined at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take that on. If you like terrible singing,
Then you've come to
but
the
someone
right
who will
concert.
commit, you've got your person.
Nice.
Love it. All right, so these are some questions that were submitted. So this first one's for Danielle, and this is from Destiny. They want to know, how did you become a wrestling fan?
Well, it started originally when we had, some of the greatest wrestlers on Boy Meets World, Vader and Mankind, McFoley. Having them on kind of was like, that's interesting. Didn't really super get into it, though, until Boy Meets World ended. And then I dated somebody who was very into wrestling. And I went to a lot of wrestling shows with him. And I was like, oh, there's a whole culture to this. And I fell in love with it then. And then kind of stayed with it even long after we broke up. And then when Jensen and I, my husband, when we started dating, he started taking me to PWG shows, which were shows in the valley where we live. And they were very small, independent wrestling shows. And yet again, it was the same thing. It was like a whole different culture, but still wrestling culture, which I was already familiar with. And once I was back into it, I was like, this is just the greatest. And so I've been in and out of it my whole life, but now I'm pretty much hooked.
Who's your favorite current indie wrestler?
Well, I'm still a big Leo Rush fan. Leo Rush is one of the people
course,
I met
yep.
at PWG. I obviously love the acclaimed Anthony Bowens is a dear friend of mine and somebody I cast in a movie I directed and that Trina was also in, Classmates. So, I mean, it's hard. We actually were with Orange Cassidy a couple weeks when we were in Raleigh, right? That's where we were with them. And then, Dr. Britt Baker is just so it's too hard to pick just one, but yeah, those are my peeps.
Amazing. All great. Amazing. Okay, so Nikki wants to know, for all of you, what is your favorite trip that you guys went on with your fellow cast members?
Have we ever all been on a trip together?
Other than for cons?
Other than for cons, I mean.
We went to Disney World.
We went to Disney World, but I
Without
only remember
Will.
Ryder.
Without me. So that doesn't count.
That was fun, though.
That was fun.
I'm sure
we
it was.
hung out with the group back then, 98 degrees, and I got to go on the water slide with them and everything. It was fun.
I had a memory that, I don't know if you remember this. You and I were sitting in the van in Florida once, and it started raining, and we had to wait out the rain, and you and I were like, let's just jump out and run in the rain. Do you remember this? No. And we did, and I was like, Danielle, will you come with me? And you're like, yeah. And we just ran and got completely soaked. It was like, Florida rain! It was so fun. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that.
Another
And you
good
don't.
band name, Florida Rain.
Florida rain.
Yeah, there you go. We'd
Like
be the
it.
Florida Rain.
Hot rain. Hot rain.
So, Will, you didn't get to go to the...
I've never traveled with any of these people.
He's never gonna let us live it down.
They all went to Florida. Sounds like it was fun. I wasn't invited. So it was always like, Eric, stay home. And
Are you in the episodes?
yeah, I think I have to do, it's like I pretend for some reason. I could be conflating two different episodes, but don't I have a giant Corey puppet? Thank you.
Oh, okay. It's a two-parter, right? Don't we?
Yeah, I wasn't at Disneyland for either parts, or Disney World for
Disney
It was
World.
two parts where I
But
wasn't
you got to
there.
go on the honeymoon. You got
I
to
did.
go to
I
the
got to go to
honeymoon.
the fake honeymoon set, and I got to go
very
skate.
worst episode of Boy
I
Meets
got to
World.
skate Lake Placid with Nancy Kerrigan.
That's
that
fun.
was
That's
cool.
fun.
That was very cool. But yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, it was like, Eric, you stay home, and we'll take the other people out to do fun things.
Well,
What about you, Matt?
There was a moment, it wasn't a trip, because we never really took trips together, but there was a moment early on there where we were all in a car together and we were listening to, the artist. Remember, he was almost your buddy. He was, I don't know if he's still your buddy, but he was your buddy at the time, that musician.
Adam Duritz?
Yeah. We were listening to his new music, and you were playing it for us. We were driving somewhere, but it was the four of us in the car, and I just have a distinct memory of that because that was, you know, cool. It was fun to be in the car with you guys, and it was cool.
Was I driving with my knee?
I think you were.
She drives with her knee, people.
I have an indent in my thigh from driving with my knee.
Yeah, very good at it.
Yeah, she's good at it. She is. She's good at it.
It's terrible, but yes.
I do too. I'm a knee driver too. Okay, so Lisa wants to know what's been the most surprising part of going to all of these different conventions?
Who wants to start? Trina,
I'll
why don't
start.
you
I think that the most surprising part is to see that over the years it's just picked up and people have watched it and they come to you and they quote lines and they tell you, you know, I mean, and to still be so excited now as if the show just aired yesterday. I mean, it's really, really flattering. I don't know many shows that get to have that happen, so I like that part.
What, am I surprised about this?
Yeah, like what's most surprising?
That nobody brings their pets.
That's okay.
Okay. I don't know where to go with that. That's great.
That's it.
That's it. I find that surprising. It's so random. It's like I'm surprised at the number of people in the color orange.
Doesn't he go to like reptile conventions?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. So you would prefer that
Right, but
you're
you
at a
realize
lizard
there's more
convention right
animals
now.
at a reptile convention than there would be at a non-reptile convention.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
I just was expecting to see a few more dogs and cats around here.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I understand dogs. Do people usually travel with their cats?
All the time.
Really?
No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
all the time. I think, yeah, kind of piggybacking on what Trina said, the love of the fans is amazing. To see that the show's endured and that people are still liking it. And the thing I love so much is when somebody 8 or 9 comes up to the table and says, I love Boy Meets World, I watch with my mom or my dad or something, and you can see that the show's being passed on to the next generation. That's really neat. I mean, it's just something I'm a huge television fanatic. It's just an important part of my life and something that I've loved forever. So the idea that I'm even like the tiniest part of something that's special on television is really important to me, so.
I've been surprised that we just have younger fans, you know, like people that are in their 20s or less. Yeah, I'm like, that's insane to me. Like, that's great. Yeah, so it's a very similar answer. It's the sustaining power of Boy Meets World is still surprising.
Yeah, a little bit piggybacking on that. I'm always surprised by how many new episodes, like people truly have their own like favorite episodes. It's always surprising that it's not always like the same 2 or 3, you know, that it's like, oh, my favorite episode or the thing that really spoke to me, and it's like most of the time it's pretty broad. Like it could be a wide range of things. There are still new things people bring to us and talk to us about every time. And you'd think after doing as many of these as we have and for as long as the show's been on that we would have heard it all by now, and we still haven't. So that is a pleasant surprise.
I have a quick question just for everybody up here. If we were a band, no, I'm kidding.
I changed mine to the Isley Brothers.
Oh, great, nice.
I want to talk more about these pets at conventions. So, okay, you mentioned you have iguanas, correct?
I do.
Okay, would you ever like put your iguanas in cosplay, or would they not really enjoy that, would they?
No, they would hate that, yeah.
Right. I feel like I've seen like bearded dragons. Like I saw someone as a
cowboy hats and stuff.
Yeah, I saw like a Daenerys, and she had like bearded dragons dressed as dragons.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so the beardies they're very unique in the sense that you can dress them up. They're very tame and docile that way. Iguanas, it's a little bit more on a respect level, like if you wore the wrong color, or if you wear, or you move in a strange way, all the work that you've done previously goes out the window, and they'll turn into literally like a lightning rod, and they'll burn everything that it touches. So that's the same with monitors or anything else. So yeah, a lot of the ones that I keep would not, and I wouldn't even bring them out of their habitats. They wouldn't like that at all. But and also I provide. Is he okay?
Just leaving. They
You didn't
really
like
wanted
what you
to
said
stay in
about
the
monitor
panel.
lizards.
They didn't want to leave the panel.
Yeah. Oh well. Hope he feels better. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, no, I don't dress them up, but you know, bearded dragons are super cool. You can do that kind of stuff with them. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay, so Sarah wants to know, what's something people would be surprised to know about you? Like maybe a hobby or something you collect?
I think Matt just answered that for himself.
Yeah, that would definitely be one. Oh wait, no.
I don't know that I have anything that would be surprising because I feel like I've pretty much been an open book most of my life. So I'm like, I've just basically told you exactly who I am over and over again. So I don't know that I have any real surprises.
Do you collect anything?
Shoes.
Shoes. Yeah, shoes.
Shoes. You were going to say no, of course I don't, but shoes.
I do also collect mugs because I love coffee. And so a mug is something I know I'll use. Like if I collect something, I want it to be something I'm appreciating all the time. So shoes I really appreciate because I wear them every day and they bring me joy. And so do mugs. So usually if I travel someplace and I want to bring home something from there, I'll go like right to the mug section. Be like, what's the mug I want to bring? But I don't know that that's surprising.
No, it's just something you
We
collect.
didn't know it before. It's surprising to us
Okay.
now, right? Did we know?
There you go.
What about you, Ryder?
I don't think I'm very surprising. Do I have
Do you
any?
collect anything?
No.
Yeah, lightsabers.
Lightsabers.
He has
I mean,
three. That's a
three
collection.
is the beginning of a collection.
Books. You like?
I have a
like
ton of books. I
Like-
keep all my books. If I buy a book and I only buy physical books, I refuse
Yeah.
to do Kindle. Then, yeah, all right. Yes. So I have way too many books. I don't have enough shelf space in my house.
Dragon, not a bookworm, but you hoard your books.
Ooh, I
Book
like that.
dragon.
I'm a book
Nice.
I have a
dragon.
question for you.
Yeah.
About the book thing.
Yeah.
Because you've talked before about being an audio learner. Like you like to listen to things.
So I do listen to audiobooks.
Okay, so
a
you do
lot.
listen to
Yes.
audiobooks. Okay,
Yeah.
because I know you're a big podcast person. Like you'd
Yep.
rather listen to a podcast to learn something than watch a documentary about it.
So what I do with books is the more like the problem is I listen to audiobooks while I'm going to sleep.
Oh, so then you fall
if it's like too dense, so often it's usually more genre-y, like
Yeah.
faster reading books. Those I listen to, like mysteries, fantasies,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I listen to an audiobook. If it's like something that I'm gonna go in depth on and want
Right.
to spend more time with, then I read it.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. I collect small cowboy hats for bearded dragons. It's a lesser hobby.
Dude, really?
No, I guess the only I don't throw
collect
things
everything.
away. No, but it's different. I don't collect. I don't
All right, you're a
actively
hoarder,
seek
not a
things.
collector.
I don't throw things, which is strange because my home is not in any way, shape, or form cluttered.
No, it's very remarkable.
But no, like, I guess if things that I actively seek to collect, there were like original 1970s MASH toys that a lot of people don't even know existed. So if those pop up on eBay, I'll collect something like that. But I usually just don't throw things away.
Oh, I was just thinking about something you collect. At conventions, when you guys come up to the tables and we write your name on, or the person who's helping us will write your name so we know how to spell it when we're signing the
On a little
autograph.
Post-it note?
On a little Post-it note. He's kept every single one of those from every convention since he started. So you have thousands and thousands of
of
little Post-it notes
With all your names
with
on it,
everybody's
yeah.
name on it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
thousands.
that is intense.
Well, I have a plan.
Yeah, you want to do
I
like
have
an
an art
project
installation
Art
that I want to
installation
do
he wants
with
to do.
with
I
everybody.
thought you were going to reach out to each and every single one.
Every single person. Boop, 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 boop. Are you Monica? Yeah. So
Through the old school phone book, thousands.
I still have
It
them.
took him years to achieve this.
We were talking about me not throwing things away. Matt and I were just talking. I literally still have my first car that I had when I was 16. I have my 1986 Toyota Celica. Like, I don't get rid of things. So thank you, one Celica guy. So yeah, I tend to hold on to stuff. But then my wife and I will do a big purge. Like Danielle, if you wanted to see the most blissful face ever, I sent her a picture. My wife and I just got a 40-foot by 7-foot dumpster delivered to our house. And we had it for 5 days, and we just filled it with junk. and threw it all
They're
away.
doing some construction at their house.
So it was
and so
just
they needed a
throwing
dumpster.
stuff away, and I was taking pictures and sending to her, and she would just write back
Joyous.
like, "That's the most marvelous thing I've ever seen." in my
joyous.
life." Yeah, it was great. 30-yarder. 30 yards. Is that what they are? It's big. It was big, and we just kept throwing stuff away.
30 or 40 yards.
They're 30 or 40 yarder.
If you think, well, the normal, so the ones by the, like, when you see this on the side there with the lid, those are 5 to 7.
Oh yeah, no, these
yards.
this took like
40
it was a
feet by
yes,
8 by.
yeah.
That's a 30 or 40 yard. That's
Dude,
a
it
big
was
boy.
great. That was your big boy right
No, I
there.
like it, I like it.
We filled it.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It was great. It was oddly satisfying.
I love when you just pack one of those full.
Yeah, I know. Just throw it all
Look
away.
what I just got rid of.
It was great. It was great. Yeah.
I have a big hard drive at home, and I really like old movies, black and white movies, the real corny ones where they're like, "See," and stuff like that. So I have a really big old movie collection. So that's what I like.
Do you have like a favorite feel-good old-timey movie?
Well, they're all pretty intensely dark, most of them. There's only a couple, like the MGM Grand ones are always great, But a couple of my favorite movies, I like anything with Bette Davis in it. I'm there, but the young Bette Davis, not so much the older Bette Davis. And I like anything. I like the movies. I'll just put these movies on just to watch the clothes. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch those movies, but I'll turn the sound down and be like, what has she got on? And how do I make that?
great.
Yeah.
She was
She
great.
really was, yeah. So that's what I like.
Your mother has a movie store in her house? Are they for sale? Oh.
Is that the last Blockbuster? Like, that's it. Oh my God. I think it's in Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, there is
Yes,
one.
yes.
Blockbuster is responsible for my marriage.
I love that for you.
That's true. I was going to return a video, and my wife and I, we had dated years prior, and we ran into each other at that Blockbuster right in front and started dating again. And 5 years later, I proposed to her on that same spot right in front of the building. Yeah. So, Blockbuster. We always say if we had to, talk about, like, give a catchphrase to our relationship, it would be kind, rewind.
Oh.
Yeah. Pretty excited. Yeah. Thank you.
I had no idea. Oh my God. I love that so much.
It's true. Blockbuster's responsible for our marriage. Thank you.
All right, I think we have time for one or two more questions. Okay, Leslie wants to know, what is your life motto or a really important lesson you have learned that you would share with teenagers or parents of teenagers?
Oh, wow. Be kind, rewind.
Worked
It
for me.
works.
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah, that's what she just said. Yeah, it works.
I don't know. Just don't take everything too seriously when you're young, but take it seriously enough so that you can have a long life,
That's good.
Anyone else?
You got one? Oh my gosh.
Collectively, be kind, rewind.
Yeah, exactly. I actually have two that I go by. I love nothing worthwhile is easy. And there's a very big difference between childish and childlike. I like those two.
Those are great.
Dream, try, do good.
That's a great one. Dream, try, do good is a great one.
Okay, the next question.
Dare to imagine.
That's the title of your self-help book, and I can just see you like shrugging on the cover.
Just him surrounded by lizards. Dare to imagine.
All right, okay, here we go. If you guys could have any superpower for a day, what would it be and how would you use it?
How did we not start with this question? This could have been the whole panel. Danielle?
I would definitely fly. That's just, yeah. I don't know why I would ever want anything else. Flying seems like the coolest thing you could possibly do. That's what I would pick.
Now, a second half of the question, how would you use it? Would it just be to fly? Would you go anywhere specifically, or?
Gosh, Yeah, I probably would, but I'd have to think of what, like, where I would pick. But yes, I probably would. I would probably want to see, I don't know, I'd probably go somewhere where I could see, like, the Northern Lights, like somewhere. Yeah, go north.
Nice. See, the one thing I love about questions like this is nobody actually asks follow-up questions. Like, what if you finally get there and it's like you can fly, but it's at 6 miles an hour?
Oh, that's good.
And you're just like, oh, this is the worst. Like, come on, there's cars
would
like
that still be
honking and
bad?
packing.
You're still able to fly.
You want to
No.
be able to fly fast.
No, I don't need to fly that.
Drive
I
faster
wanna
than you can
coast.
fly.
I want to soar more than, like, zoom.
I want to zoom.
Yeah, you want the zoomies. Got it. Okay.
My son is 8 years old, so we have this discussion a lot.
It's an important discussion.
And we've settled on shrinking. Shrinking, and we want to shrink in our own backyard. So basically, we want to live Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But we just, it's a constant conversation. We want to be the size of Legos. We've decided that's the perfect size, because then you're not scared of bugs. They're still, you know, like ants are not going to kill you.
Right.
And the world would just be rediscovered, and it would be like we would have so much room and have so much fun and have crazy adventures. But we've specified that we want it to be a button that we can switch on and off, so you don't get stuck small.
So Ant-Man.
It's not the way it works.
I know.
Once you got it, you got it. That's it.
You could also be Ray Palmer, so it depends your DC Marvel. Sorry, that's a whole.
As a relatively small person, this sounds terrible. There's nothing
Don't you think
to
that
be
there's
gained.
no? Don't you think, especially once you have kids, you're like on their level and you're on the ground. You just think like the grass is so beautiful
Sure,
and how
but
cool it looks like a
children-
jungle. And then you're like, well, if I was the right size, then it'd be a jungle.
And I
Everything
wouldn't
would
be able to do
beautiful.
anything. I couldn't climb a tree. I couldn't sit on a chair.
A tree,
I
a
couldn't-
great blade of grass would become a tree.
This
It
is
makes
why I said
everything
we needed to start with this
downsizing.
question.
The movie Downsizing.
I know.
Everything becomes so cool, like a puddle becomes a
see
giant
that.
lake.
I know my friends well enough to
So
know that
gorgeous.
this should have been why we started with this question.
But so now you have the same thing you have now. We have lakes and trees.
We don't have as much space. Yes, but like you'd have Yosemite in your backyard,
and
as
you're
opposed to
stuck
having
there,
to go
and
to
you
Yosemite.
can't leave the backyard.
No, you have a button, so you can push a button to be big again, walk over, and then shrink in another cool section of your own yard. Look, I'm talking about appreciating the little
Okay.
things.
Oh, sure. All right, I got
He's
it.
smiling, by the way, so you got him again. So we got him.
Good.
Just know my friends. I know this is why we needed to start with this question. Invisibility, and I'm not going to tell you what I'd do with it.
Creeper.
It's not creepy.
Creepy.
I could be going to get money. You don't know what I'm doing. It would be nefarious, but it wouldn't necessarily be creepy.
Oh, it's so creepy.
And shrinking is stupid.
Matthew?
Nat?
Oh, goodness. I don't know. I think I'd like to wield the power of nature.
Oh, wow. You went instant, like,
It's a
villain.
little vague.
No, why'd it have to be villainous?
Like poison ivy style.
You know, like being able to control the weather, the water,
So
the
storms.
animals.
Just everything.
Be able to talk.
Wait,
You want to be God?
Gravity,
No, you can't pick
just
storm.
said-
you know, the rotation of the
You just
earth, stuff like
described
that, you know.
Weather, or you can
Maybe
have
even our solar
nature-
system type of stuff.
You can have weather or animals. You can't have them both.
Yeah.
What?
No, those are
Yes.
two different forces.
Yeah, you can.
I
for
said
sure.
the power of nature.
No, that's again. That's
You're
Flora,
getting
fauna,
specific.
water. You got to pick
You're
an
breaking
element.
nature into categories.
no. Well, yeah, you have to.
I'm keeping it as one category.
Storm can't also
Power of nature.
control lions.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
Storm. She has the weather. That's her thing.
But her name is Storm, not Power of Nature.
You know what you want to do? You know what? I bet a good one for you would be talking to animals.
So Doolittle?
Yeah, Doolittle.
Pocahontas.
He wants to be Captain Planet, right? He wants to be
Captain Planet.
Yeah, you want to be
He's a
Captain
hero.
Planet. There you go,
Nailed it.
Captain Planet. You know, ironically, I can see you with the mullet and the red shorts.
What?
Yeah, I can see that happen.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Trina, you're up.
You know, mine is kind of mean, but I've always kind of had this fantasy where I could take my eyes and I could make them laser beams and like blow something up, or make it just go away, you know, with like concentrating, you know. So that would be mine.
I like that.
What would you do with it?
Yeah.
That's the thing; it has no purpose. It's
somebody
kind of
pisses-
mean because I feel like if I don't like you, I could be
That's
like,
what I mean. You just zap people. And you don't like it.
pretty much. I
So
only zap
essentially,
people I
you
don't
were,
like.
if you were coming from Krypton, you would have been part of Zod's army. As
Totally, yeah.
opposed
I
to...
kind of like that crew, though. They were like all sleek. They were sexy, you know.
like that crew. That's awesome.
Well, I'm glad we ended on this, a very positive, uplifting note. And I see our photographers waiting in the wings. So if it's okay with you guys, we're going to take a big group picture. Before we do wrap it up, any thoughts you guys want to leave us with here today?
I can't. I gave it to the girls on Girl Meets World. Sorry.
But you guys can do it.
Not as good as him.
Well, okay.
But let's put that to the test. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
That was great.
That was good. That was good, Ryder.
You're invisible. What you doing for us?
No, but if I was really small, then you don't know. Then you never can tell.
Well, as always, this has been such a blast.